Hello everyone. If you're watching this video and you are thinking you might be heading for a recession, what I should be doing, chances are you are doing much better than most of the people out there. So being proactive rather than being reactive is probably one of the best things you can do in terms of recession. My name is Sunil Kalbandi. I am passionate about teaching people how to make more money and enjoy the money. And I'm going to go through what I would do in terms of recession. So at the moment, the interest rates are really high. That's to beat the inflation. So currently, when I'm doing the video, inflation is about 6.8%, and the interest rate is about 5%. So they're trying to increase the interest rates just to maintain the inflation rate. So what are the things? So it's multiple quarters where it hasn't had any growth. So that's what's called recession. So there's more and more notes you read when you look at the stock market and other things. That's what people are predicting. That's what you're trying to adjust. So what happened in 2008, 2012, 2020, Ukraine war, coronavirus, all those places, and you never know when's the next recession. So what you want to do is think about what are the things I need to do about cutting or helping myself during recession. So I will give you three passive actions or three preventive actions and three thrive actions, or maybe in total 6 actions where you can take today to try to help you during recession. So number one is, these are all preventative, is cut cost. Cut cost drastically on certain areas where you don't think is necessary, like going out, dining, travel, and certain area of shopping and other things. Those are the places where you can discriminately cut down a lot of the costs. You want to make sure you are really paying attention on what is needed than what is nice to have. So that's number one thing to do. Think about is like cutting cost. And number two is optimizing the other expenses. So other expenses such as cell phone, landlord, credit card, student loan, car loan, and your subscription. So there is a best way I've seen is if you give them a call or talk to them saying that, listen, I've been a valued customer for the last 3 years and I'm heading towards recession, or maybe I'm thinking about I might be losing a job. What is it you can do to me? So there is a lot of association cost trying to replace somebody else instead of you. So chances are there are really high chances that you might get a discount. So these are the 5 areas where I think you want to give them a call. Credit card companies, subscription companies, if there is a student loan, especially landlords and other things. As being a landlord, I know I'd rather take a little bit of less rent than look for somebody, a new tenant, especially in the recession. So they know that there is a recession, you know there is a recession, so there's high likelihood that you being honest, you would get some discount than to go for a completely different thing. So cost saving, optimizing your cost. And the number third thing is think about emergency fund. So you always want to think about some sort of emergency fund, even when there's no recession. So especially when there's heading to recession, you want to have at least healthy 3 to 6 months if you're doing a 9 to 5, and if you're a business owner, probably you want to have 6 months of your expenses and 6 months of business expenses saved as soon as possible. Or that's where you want to do. Basically, you are in a fasten your seatbelt mode. So you want to fasten your seatbelt, get these 3 things before you try to do anything else. So these are the most preventive actions you want to do in terms of losing a job, or in terms of heading into a recession, or you know that there's something bad happening over there. So the next actions, which are positive actions you want to take right now, is to stop selling any stocks. If you have any stocks and shares, I've seen time in and time again, this is one of the last place where you should be selling when the market is going down. You want to be holding on to it. You want to be take emotions out of the equation and then try to be as practical as possible, because it takes a lot more money to replace once you have sold right now for a loss than to make more money. And then also you want to do a dollar average costing. So basically instead of buying in bulk, well, because you don't know when's the right time. So you want to put in, let's say you got £1,000, you want to put in £200 for the next 5 months, trying to buy at the same time. Remember, it's not the timing of the market, it's the time in the market. Okay, so the time in the market, so you want to make sure that you buy for a long period of time, and then that kind of helps you build, especially during the downturn. So this is an opportunity. This is not a, if you can ride this wave, and then if you can do certain things like having an emergency, this is a great opportunity for you to think about making more money. So there are more millionaires made during recession 2008 2009. I bought lots of stocks and shares during 2008 recession, Google, Amazon, other things, which by the time I was 2011 or 2012, I made enough money so that I can use that for a down payment of my first house. So that's how I made money. I got that by reading Warren Buffett's biography. That's the first time in 2007 when I started investing. And just a £4 secondhand book on Warren Buffett, that kicked me off into investing. And then I've been a big fan of investing, real estate, and every other thing. So look for another, number one is look for a different job. So if you know you're about to lose a job or you're in a recession, start updating your CV. That's the first thing you want to do, is start updating the CV. And second thing is start learning some skills or work on a side hustle. The first thing people will say is like, I don't know. Stop telling yourself a narrative that you're not skilled enough. I don't have the time. I don't have the necessary idea. If you don't have an idea, or if you like something, probably during the downtime, this is the time to update your skill. So I'm constantly looking at different ways of updating my skills. I'm always looking at, my CV is always update. When I get time, I'm always looking at LinkedIn. I'm looking at Indeed and other things, just to know what's there. If there's good opportunity, I look for it. Remember, you're not a tree. You can move if something doesn't work. Don't get into a place where you're running on pennies or your back is against the wall. That's the time when you're going to make more mistakes and more, your options are not good. So you want to be in a place where you have some saving and you're proactively doing things which will have a better outcome. And then sometimes number one rule is you need to live for and fight for another day. So you're surviving mode. You want to survive, and then for sure there's good growth and good opportunities in the long run. You just have to survive these things. And the number 6 is adjusting your portfolio. So you want to have an all-weather portfolio. All-weather portfolio, what I mean is you want to have not just Google share or Apple share or just a one sector share. You want to have multiple sectors, so that in 2008, the most affected was the .com. If you had all the shares in .com, it happened, or the housing sector. So there is different sectors and the different times you want to be exposed to all the markets. So if one market fails, you want to be exposed to other things. So one easy way is to look at index funds. And if you're interested, I've got a very nice video about how to invest into index fund. I can link to that. And then also, if you're new to investing and if you don't know how to invest, I got another video which will go through investing for beginners. So these are probably the 6 things I would do when there is a recession. So the 3, which is preventive, so it's basically you're fastening the seatbelts. You want to do those 3 things: cost cutting, optimizing your expenses, and saving the emergency fund. And the 3 thrive or positive actions you want to do is start looking for more job or a side hustle, adjust your portfolio to all weather. And the last one is don't sell any stocks and shares. Then you just have to survive this hump. And if there is an opportunity, you should be looking for buying more asset because there's less competition at this stage. So it's not a bad thing. This is just an opportunity. It's just the way how you see it. I hope this was informative and then motivates you to have those steps in place for the next recession or something next negative thing. Another thing I want to point out is probably if you have some big expenses planned, like a wedding or a big holiday during recession or during the job, I think as much as it sucks, you want to hold on to it or postpone it or cancel it, even at the cost of cancellation fees or restarting the fees. Money in the pocket right now is a lot more valuable than money at a later stage. So when you are in a tough spot, you want to have some money, which gives you better options. So you have at least some options, and not having money is no options, and that's extremely stressful, and you don't want to be in that place. My whole life, I'm avoiding these kind of stress points. So I know what are the stress I can handle, what are the stress I can handle, and definitely not having that extra money in my bank is always a stress point for me. So I always try to save that. I'm always upping my skills so that when there is a job loss, there's always a better opportunity, and we'll go from there. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, so that I can forward this video to more people. And if you like my videos, there are other things I go through, investment and other financial things you might like. Till next time, thank you and bye. Cheers.